dudes is drawn. They come in here and they ask them about what's wrong with the offense. They talk about the offensive line and they automatically assume it's because of Mekhi Becton and they won't let it go. I've showed people and told people how many times, bro, it is not having anything to do with Mekhi Becton, because if he was there, he would be playing the right guard spot, right? He wouldn't play where Landon Dickerson is. He wouldn't play where Cam Jurgens is. That's where the problems lie, right? You can even say that on the exterior, those guys aren't even playing their best ball. And we know them to be some of the best offensive linemen in the game. We're talking about Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. The person who is playing the best on the offensive line is Tyler Steen.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That run game needs to be more polished. Bottom line, we have to be able to pilot off the run game. Even if the run game is not the focal point, all right, like it wasn't against the Denver Broncos, it needs to be so explosive that it complements what you're trying to do through the air. Now, I want you to take a look at this, right? Inside zone, they have Toth in the game, right? So Mailata, Toth, Jurgens, Steen, Lane Johnson. You can pay attention to each individual here, right? Of course, you're going to get that combo up, you know what I'm saying, combo block here. I want you to see what Steen does here and how he's doing it. And people are not giving him credit, right? You'll get Goddard, of course, working here, closing the gate backside, Lane Johnson here. But I want you to tell me what you think about Saquon Barkley's vision on this particular drawing. Check this out right here. Bang! Look at your boy Steen ushering dudes about the club. I told you to not be up in this club. You don't want to listen. I'm going to have to make you and show you. Check it out. Coming off here, right? The inside zone. You get those two combos, right? At the point of attack right here. Jurgens, right? I'm not sure what happened to him. Like he might have tripped, right? He had to trip and then touch earth, so it's pretty much just solo. But you can see Steen, right, washing it away. I like what's going on right here. It seems if it's Saquon Barkley, you get that compressed aiming point, shoot it upfield. I wouldn't be totally worried about Singleton, but then again, Cam Jurgens wasn't able to combo up to him. So that's, once again, execution. So however that happened, right, it's a mistake or whatever like that, execution, but you want to be able to get your back one-on-one with somebody coming out of the secondary, right? On the third level, they shouldn't be able to tackle Saquon Barkley one-on-one, but Saquon takes the path of most resistance, right? He sticks that foot in the ground and then tries to get back front side, right? Tries to get back front side right here, and he makes chicken salad out of chicken shit for the most part, but I think it was more to be had on the other side, right? Sometimes you just have to execute, man. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys this, right? If this is drawn up in football to be able to get one-on-ones, look at that. Look at that. Now, I know this looks appetizing as well because Steen clearing them out, right? He clearing the deck. So, right, almost like a two-way go here. But which way would you have rather gone? You let me know in the comment section. A lot of contracting and expanding in Kevin Patullo's offense before the snap and then obviously post-snap as well. Jahan Dotson widening out with the motion. You get what amounts to a split zone without that cross formation block. Thin Diesel Devontae Smith widen it out on the other side. So, and you look like you could have a possible build off of this, obviously, with Jalen Hurts being able to fake the ball, do his sprint out, and then be able to target Devontae Smith, who's coming on the right side here. But why is this play not working? Check out Cam Jurgens right here. All right, you see the zone? Look, he instantly is bench press, right? Then Saquon Barkley still has a pretty good run. You had other people, mainly Tyler Steen right here, doing the damn thing as well there. But you can see the widening of this. I love the motion of this, right? As a linebacker, I'm going to tell you right there, with shit going to either side like that, widening out, that is definitely going to pull your keys, right? It's going to pull your eyes, and you're going to have to respect that. But what I can't respect right here is your boy getting bench pressed. He got gentrified up out of his own home. They gentrified Cam Jurgens up out of his own home right there, right? And Saquon Barkley has nowhere to go, but watch Tyler Steen here. Everybody else doing work as well. But I like how Steen stays at it, right? You can see him staying at it. And then look, Saquon Barkley ends up actually going off of Steen because he's still working right there. And look where he cuts it off, right? His guy has no chance to get there. Saquon Barkley putting his head down, lowering that pad level, changing the elevation, making something out of it. I can dig it. But, man, just that one little breach right there by Cam Jurgens. I wish Toth would have came about a little bit more gangster, right? Bang, stick that, and then get up to Singleton here. But if you see that, if Jurgens could have stayed put, maybe Saquon's able to navigate this straight up vertical, and he's 88 and out the gate. I mean, we've seen it happen before. You know who gets north-south in a hurry? That would be AJ Dillon. I want to see more of AJ Dillon, even if it's a 65-35 thing. 70-30 or whatever like that. I would love to be at more 60-40, to be honest with you. I like AJ Dillon. I've always liked AJ Dillon. He's not going to do anything but punish people. You can see right here, right? Another pretty much the basics of an inside zone. On that, right, the blocking is going to be a half step out and then up, right? That's what you take on that. You can see that they're trying to work with these compressed aiming points to get people space and opportunity out on the third level with secondary players. AJ Dillon, he'll take advantage of that shit. It doesn't matter to him. Look at this, right? Boom, watched it, and then get north-south. Now, maybe that's not a big game, but you know what that does, right? Who's going to want to hit this dude that many times, right, as somebody in the third level, right? Talanoa Hufanga is a gangster, right? Huge fan of Talanoa Hufanga right there, but I know he doesn't really want that all the time, right? It looks like linebacker here tripped. Right, I don't think he meant to go down that way, so that worked out right there. Mailata able to pancake him, but you can see it. There it is again. Right, Granson doing his thing right there. Take it and at least punish them. Get what you can in that direction. No need to always be dancing around. Bang. Talanoa Hufanga took the worst of that shit right there, bro. That was a mini slot machine eyes drawn right there, right? Cherries, lemons, and bananas when you tackle AJ Dillon. Your boy Murf back here with Profit X, a peer-to-peer sports prediction exchange that's sweeping the country from right here in the good old US of A. Listen, stop going up against the books and start going up against your peers. That's the basis of sports predictions. You and your buddies talking that trash and one of y'all collecting that cash. And there's plenty of cash available at Profit X as they only take a cut off what you negotiate with your winning wager, not necessarily profiting off losses. If you're trying to get the best prices on any player props, money line spreads, and the whole nine, you know it'll be against other players where you can set your own odds and once again welcome all challengers. Use promo code TOPBILLIN and claim up to $200 in profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. Bro, dead ass. A lot of people were coming to the channel talking about when Calcaterra was in the game, they should pass the ball. Fuck out of here, bro. You can tell when somebody's never actually played football. They say some of the damnedest things, right? Kids say the damnedest things. You can't do that. No matter how bad you think he is, you can't telegraph that, right? If I know 100% of the time that when he's in the game, they're going to pass the ball, shit's going to be an issue, period. So you have to leave him in the game sometimes just to show that it could be different. You have to still read your keys. But once again, working with that zone, and I want you to notice how A.J. Dillon does not give two you-know-whats, bro. Look at this, right? He's trying to get here with it. That's just it. He wants to get through them A-gaps if he can to try to get north-south because that's the quickest way to victory, right? A straight line. And everybody's doing pretty much work on this, but A.J. Dillon just changes things for me. Look at this. Look at that. Going off of Steen and Lane Johnson, getting north-south, still punishing people. Look at that. Zoned it up. You can see everybody being washed down. Steen, Johnson. Watch Calcaterra. He actually climbs up to, I believe, Singleton here. And he, you know what I'm saying? Look like he might have put him on his pockets a little bit, right? At least his front pockets. But you can see right there, they're doing a good job here. Yep. Calcaterra climbing up to Singleton. And bang, look at that. Put him on his pockets, and A.J. Dillon's able to still keep going. You get put on your pockets by Calcaterra, though. I don't know what to say about you, right? You might want to reevaluate life. But that's why you keep him in the game, right? So they'll have to respect that at the very least. But I like this right here. But you can see what I say. He wants to keep it in there. That's exactly what he did. Come on, man. Getting north-south, that's Philadelphia Eagles football. We got to do more of that. Now, peep game. Jalen Hurts needs to speed up the process. People were talking about not being able to defeat zone coverage. A lot of the plays that I saw, right, if you hit it on time or if it's blocked correctly, the ball's going to go out on time, accurately, and they're going to convert against zone. This should be one of them, but this one I have to place it on Jalen Hurts, right? You're going to get pretty much, you can see right here, right? They're running coverage, 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 coverage. You know what I mean? And what you'll get is AJ Brown right here. He's going to be curling right into the zone. It's open. This ends up working off of a scramble drill play, and he gets to the AJ Brown on the sideline. But this could have been all had within the normal confines. Dodson widening. You see him to the flat. Bang. Look at that. Look at that. Coverage, coverage, shoot that bad boy. Easy, right? Easy. However, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure what he saw right here, right? But he ends up making it work because he's Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown did a good job right here of showing the numbers there. But if we see it from this side, look, it's blocked up, right? This has to come out because you're having people block a long time. But look at the job that Steen is doing here. Watch this. Steen continuing to reset. He had it. That's a long time to block. He gave you probably 4 seconds, which we could count it. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. For that, you're not supposed to be holding the ball that damn long, right? Not 4 seconds, right? We see right here, you get the double. Steen's working solo. Johnson working solo. Mailata working solo here. Steen, they put a lot on, I noticed, right? Kind of I would say that's good. That's good enough right there, especially when you see that they're in zone. And, of course, we saw where A.J. Brown is. He could have shot that bad boy, but he still makes chicken salad out of chicken shit, though. So it is what it is. But don't be putting shit on Steen. This was pretty all the way around. Look at this right here. And I say from downtown, bang! What are we doing here? Check it out. All right, double right here. Watch your boy Steen. Reset, continue to reset. Look at the foot energy. Look at it continuing to fight. That's a tough, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough bid right there because we know old boy right here strong as shit. But Steen continuing to work with the hands, the foot energy, all of that, keeping Jalen clean enough where he's able to step in that bad boy and launch. That is nasty. Great throw, great catch, great blocking. Need more of that. Another pass tag on the back of a run call. They do a great job with this one right here. You'll see Steen, right? Well, you know what time it is. Look at this. Look, oh. You already know. You already know. Look, first of all, this could be a hell of a compressed zone, right? Meaning that compressed aiming point to where your boy would slide off the backside of Lane Johnson right there, right? Hey, yo, pause. And, of course, they have this build on it with Goddard there. But with the compressed aiming point, that's really made. Watch Steen right here, man, giving out that prison loving. Look at this. My man is trying not to look at it, right? Trying not to look during the prison loving there, but he still has to take it like a man right there. Look, he cleared the whole joint, right? He's clearing out shit on 4 people, right? And boom, out in space, continue to chunk off them plays, man. 6, 7 yards here, 7 yards there. Explosive play. It just needs to be rhythm, right? And it needs to have the run or the threat of the run really supplanting that or complementing that. Excellent build on this particular one. Cross formation action by Goddard. Obviously, it looks like you're going to ride the ball in the belly of the beast here. But what you'll get, obviously, is that pass tag on the back of the run core. And that's something that you definitely have to respect right there. You see the formation, widen them out, showing that they're in man coverage. Look at that. That's why you pull those tight ends or you run those tight ends across the formation during your run plays as well, because there's always a build that could be on there. Look at the blocking right here, right? Johnson and Steen getting it in. See right there, people paying attention to the run, getting the ball out on the perimeter. Man, I can dig it. Pass tags on the back of run calls. However, what I don't like about this is you put your lineman in a bad situation right here. Look at this, right? Steen, right? He's being aggressive with the run. If you can only go 1 yard, look how far he is up. And Johnson, look how far they are up because they thought it was going to be a run. Right? It just wasn't called this time. but it got called later in the game. But that's definitely beyond 1 yard, if you ask me right there. But hey, they didn't call it, so we continue to track.